It was a phenomenal event. It was a phenomenal kickoff to this campaign of educating legislators about what needs to be changed with Title 4D, which, quite frankly, great intentions, but it's been over 50 years since it's been touched. What is going on, everybody? My name is Mark Real Jr., the Fathers Rights Attorney, coming at you with another episode of the Fathers Rights Playbook. And today's episode is going to take a little bit of a different turn. I just got back from Washington, D.C. It's probably, when you're listening to this, probably going to have been about a month ago. I got to spend a few days on Capitol Hill, kind of in my role as vice president of the board of the National Council for Equal and Shared Parenting, which is a 503c that is designed to create awareness for changes that need to occur in the laws, whether that's presumption of 50-50 custody at the state level. We just spent a couple days on Capitol Hill meeting with legislators about changes needed to Title 4D of the Social Security Act. So I want to give everybody a little bit of a recap, and I know many of you probably saw the posts all over social media. We had a group of about 40 people up on Capitol Hill going door to door, meeting with legislators in an attempt to raise awareness. And I have to give a big shout out to Mark Ludwig. He is the founder for the National Council of Equal and Shared Parenting. Many of you in the equal and shared parenting community know Mark, and a lot of you probably know Mark personally because he makes himself so available. But he's one of the strongest advocates and undoubtedly the most politically connected advocate in the equal and shared parenting space. So the purpose of this DC trip, unfortunately it was during the shutdown, so a lot of congressmen and women were not in DC. Some of them were able to come back for our events, but it was to get onto Capitol Hill and to have as many conversations as possible with legislators and their staffers about the need for change. And in another video, I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into what Title 4D is and why we need to change it. But this one's going to be more of an update. So we were able to spend some time on Capitol Hill. I think the group in total probably met with 12 to 24 legislators in both Congress and the Senate. Most of the senators were in town. Unfortunately, like I said, a lot of congressmen and women were not in town because of the shutdown. But we were able to just educate them on what's going on and the perverse incentive Title 4D provides to the states. We were also able to have a really cool event, first of its kind in the equal and shared parenting community. Mark Ludwig did a phenomenal job putting on a fundraising event at the Capitol Hill Club, which is an exclusive club in DC, a couple blocks away from Capitol Hill. I think we ended up with 3 congressmen. We had Biggs from Arizona, who's going to be a gubernatorial candidate come 2026, Eric Burleson from Missouri, and it's slipping my mind right now. Eric actually brought along with him the lone congressman from the great state of Alaska. We had a bunch of chief of staffs, a bunch of DC insiders, a bunch of mover and shakers that are going to be able to help create change. And so we were able to have this great event, packed room. I'm talking about couldn't fit 5 more people in this room, which was amazing considering the government shutdown. And that was our kickoff. And that was kind of in between. Tuesday, we met on Capitol Hill with legislators, had the event Tuesday night, met with a few more legislators on Wednesday. So it was a phenomenal event. It was a phenomenal kickoff to this campaign of educating legislators about what needs to be changed with Title 4D, which, quite frankly, great intentions, but it's been over 50 years since it's been touched. We need to reevaluate it. We need to re-incentivize states. Told you guys in a future video, maybe I get Mark on here. He's really the resident expert on Title 4D to talk about what exactly needs to be done and what the plan is for that. So it was a really cool event. Got to meet some really great people in Washington, D.C. I've been saying now on this podcast for, I guess, 3-4 years now that in the next 3 to 5 years, there's going to be major change when it comes to family courts and equal and shared parenting. And after this trip to DC, I think My timing, I was getting worried. We're getting towards the end of it. I think there's going to be some major changes. There's going to be some states make really strong pushes this year to pass equal and shared parenting. I know last year we didn't get one passed, but I would anticipate hopefully in 2026 we get a couple states pushed through. Some states with high likelihood over the next couple years unfortunately have very short legislative sessions this year. Some of the smaller, less active states have kind of an every other year situation where they may only be in session for 6 or 8 weeks, and that's a lot of work to get done. So there are some states hopefully we get pushed through this year. But all in all, I know we're planning a trip back to Capitol Hill in March to continue this effort to get these events to be bigger and better. Big shout out to Mark Ludwig. It was by far the biggest and baddest and best event put on in the equal and shared parenting community since I've been involved, which dates all the way back to 2018. So it was very positive. It was great to get a positive, great group of leaders together and see kind of what the power in numbers can do. So if you're interested, I would search up on Facebook, National Council for Equal and Shared Parenting. Website is probably live right now. I know we're working on making that happen in the coming days. So check it out on Facebook. Mark's putting out a ton of content, a ton of help for people, whether you're advocating for change and creating awareness at the state level, or you're looking towards the federal government and you want to get involved with what we're doing with awareness of Title 4D at the federal level. That website, National Council for Equal and Shared Parenting, and also the Facebook page are going to be where your information can be found. So that's what I got today. It was a great trip, a lot of networking, a lot of positive relationships built. The snowball's rolling downhill. It's only going to get better from here. But I hope you guys found this informational, educational, maybe a little bit entertaining. We'll see you guys again next week on another episode of the Fathers Rights Playbook.